Why are so many California homeowners leaving California? And what does the latest PODS 2024 Moving Trends Report reveal? Well, according to their data, 7 California metro areas rank in the top 20 nationwide for most outbound moves in the United States. And that includes Los Angeles at number one, the San Francisco Bay Area at number two. Number five is actually San Diego. Santa Barbara came in at number 11. The Stockton Modesto area, number 13. Fresno, number 17. And Bakersfield at number 19. That's more than any other state by a wide margin. The fact that you have 7 in the top 20. And this isn't just about people moving, it's a signal. And for homeowners, really, it raises some critical questions. Is now the time to sell? How does this trend affect home values? And what's really dragging the ship? Let's break it down. Let's start with the obvious, the cost of living. Because in California, whether it be the Bay Area, Los Angeles, and everything in between, guess what? The median home price statewide is over $830,000 as of the spring of 2024, and that price has actually gone up. The average median home price for a single family home in the San Fernando Valley is over $1 million. And countywide in Los Angeles, you're looking at over $900,000. That's compared to the national median average of around $400,000. And so this gap has pushed many buyers out of the market, but it's also affecting current homeowners who are tired of the actual cost of staying put here in California. So for those with older homes, right, there's pressure to renovate just to stay competitive. Meanwhile, you have property taxes, utilities, maintenance costs are rising. So even if your rate is locked in, you have a lower rate that you got right during the pandemic, you're under 3%, guess what? You still have to worry about all those other items. So this is especially true in areas such as San Diego, Los Angeles, Santa Barbara, right, where you have coastal desirability and it comes with a hefty price tag. And then you got homeowners asking, well, is it really worth it? And in many cases, selling and moving out of state really means cashing out hundreds of thousands of dollars of equity and buying a larger or newer home for far less. And currently, I can tell you right now, we have clients moving to Washington, Tennessee, North Carolina, Texas right now. So these are some of the popular areas that they're going to. And I'm going to get more into that later in this video. Let's talk about number two. And number two happens to be insurance and climate risk. And they really go hand in hand. Because since 2022, major insurance companies like State Farm and Allstate have stopped writing new homeowner policies in the state of California. Why? Because the increasing cost and frequency of wildfires, among other natural disasters that can possibly happen. And as a result, you're seeing insurance premiums, they have surged, especially in the high-risk zip codes. And homeowners are basically reporting increases up to 300% of being forced onto the California FAIR Plan, which often lacks adequate coverage, right? So even if you're outside a wildfire zone, the flood risk maps and drought exposure are starting to influence insurance availability as well as cost. And this makes home ownership more riskier and for many, a lot of times just not worth the hassle. And then you throw in the fact that you have mudslides here in California as well as earthquake. And it's a lot for a lot of home buyers to be able to take on, especially when you have to add the cost of earthquake insurance on top of your standard homeowner's insurance. And so this is a real big one because we're a lot of times what we're seeing right now, if you're in a high fire zone, your yearly premium, right, could easily be $8,000 to $15,000 depending on the location that you're looking to buy. Number three, taxes and what the homeowner's retirement strategy might be. Let's take a look at taxes, which can be a deal breaker for many because California's state income tax tops out at 13.3%, the highest in the nation. And add that to a sales tax where it's up to over 10.25% in some counties, and rising property taxes. Basically, you're paying a premium to live here in the Golden State. So even with Prop 13 protections, new homeowners are often paying tens of thousands per year just in property tax, plus parcel taxes, mellow roofs, and homeowners association dues, just to name a few. And for retirees, this can be a major tipping point. That's why many homeowners over the age of 55 are selling, and they're moving to no income tax states like Nevada, Texas, Florida, and using their equity to buy homes outright. In fact, according to the census data, California lost over 750,000 residents between 2020 and 2023, with net migration losses for the third year in a row, and many of them were longtime homeowners nearing retirement. Now, that being said, you think, okay, that's great. There's a lot of people leaving California, so maybe the prices will come down. Well, if you've been on the freeways here in Southern California anytime recently, you'll know that people might be leaving the state of California, but traffic hasn't improved one iota when it comes to traffic here in Southern California. So that's because what we're finding is even though you have a lot of people going out, you still have a lot of people coming in. Now, let's talk about what homeowners feel day to day. Quality of life. So for many, what we're hearing is it's no longer just about the Sunshine State and the coastlines. People are expressing their growing concerns over many issues such as homelessness in once quiet neighborhoods, increased crime and property theft, traffic congestion, which we were just talking about, and long commute times, overcrowding or underperforming public schools. And so people are just kind of tired of that, and so they want to have a better life, and in their mind, they feel they can get that in other states. In places like Los Angeles, commute times average 30 to 45 minutes each way, and a lot of times even more than that. And the suburban areas are facing growing density without the matching infrastructure. And this isn't just about frustration, it's about evaluating priorities. So if you can live somewhere where it's quieter pace, safer streets, better schools, and more space for less money, why wouldn't you at least look into it or consider? So where are California homeowners moving to? Well, the PODS study shows Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Wilmington, North Carolina, leading for inbound moves. These cities offer lower property taxes, coastal living, and much lower cost of living. Other common destinations include Boise, Idaho, Las Vegas, Nevada, Phoenix, Arizona, Orlando, and Tampa, Florida. Now, for Los Angeles County, interesting enough, that the main place that most home sellers are moving to when they leave LA County, well, it's actually not out of state. It's actually San Bernardino and Riverside counties, just because homes are a lot more affordable in those counties. All right, so homeowners these days, especially here in Los Angeles County, are often selling $900,000 on up, and they're buying homes between $400,000 to $600,000 in these states, with more square footage, with more land, and a lot of times they happen to be newer built construction. Plus, you throw on top of that, remote work and hybrid jobs have also made this shift possible. You no longer have to live in California or Los Angeles to earn a California income, and many are taking advantage of that. So what does this all mean if you're a homeowner in California thinking about your next move? The good news is demand is still strong in many neighborhoods, especially for updated homes, properties with ADU potential, and single-level layouts. And that's because, right, if the home's updated, a lot of the buyers with interest rates right now currently sitting right around 7% at the time of shooting this video, most buyers don't have the down payment on hand to be able to do a full remodel, as well as being able to have a high monthly payment, especially what the holding costs will be. So buyers get really attracted quickly to those homes that are currently in move-in condition. Then you throw in properties with ABU potential. It's great because you can be able to offset some of your mortgage if you're being able to rent out the property, or maybe you have a situation where you have multi-generational living. A lot of times we're seeing these days at ADUs not just being rented out, but people are having their parents or in-laws right in those ADUs to keep them close to them. And then of course single level layouts, piggybacking when we were talking about people's parents, right? You have a lot of elderly older sellers right now that are trying to move out of homes that either tri-level or two-story homes, and they need something smaller and they don't want steps, so they want those single level homes. But if these migration trends continue, we could see more inventory and slower appreciation, particularly in high tax or high risk zones. So you've basically seen year over year an increase of over 45% of inventory in LA County, again, year over year. Just in the last month, we have seen almost a 40% increase in inventory in LA County. So if you're thinking in selling in the next 1 to 3 years, it's probably wise to start planning right now. Looking into your equity position, consider smart improvements, explore programs like our Concierge Plus program, which allows you to upgrade your home with no upfront cost paid out of escrow. Because homes are selling right now. We have several that are in escrow. And I will tell you, because we were able to put them through our Concierge Plus program, they all look in great, pristine condition, and the buyers can move right in. Every single one of them, for the most part, has been selling between 1 to 3 weeks. So if you are priced correctly, right, it doesn't mean that you have to basically have a fire sale, right, and just give the house away. We're talking market value. The buyers are basically able to see that there is a lot of demand out there. So that's really important to keep in mind. The PODS 2024 study isn't just data, it's a mirror. It's a reflection of how California is changing, and now homeowners are responding. Whether you're staying put or exploring new possibilities, understanding the why behind the migration can help you make informed decisions, right, about your biggest asset, your home. And if you'd like to know what your home is worth, what today's buyers are looking for, or how to time your move, reach out. I'm happy to walk you through all of your options. Make sure to subscribe for more Los Angeles housing updates, market insights, as well as homeowner resources and home tours. And let's figure out your next move together. I'm Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group, your Los Angeles realtor. Thank you for taking time out of your day, as always, to watch this video, and we'll see you on the next one.